So, welcome back to the podcast. I am joined with a very special guest in his studio, Fery.
Good to have you here, and good to have you as a host.
Yeah, thanks for actually doing this with me.
No, it's a pleasure. Fridays are my fun days, and there you are.
It was very, very last minute. Literally, I think the first message I messaged you was, let's break the internet.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
I'm always up for breaking things, which is good.
Yeah. From an outsider looking in, you are the crazy PR guy. Is that what your title is? Like, would you agree with that?
Possibly. I think crazy is a good word.
Yeah.
So I'll take it as a positive, compliment, I would say. I think we all have to be crazy because, as kids, we are crazy, right? We do crazy things. And I want to keep on being the kid, the child who is crazy while doing his job. So, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, it's a very, very interesting marketing strategy that you do, and it gets a lot of eyeballs on your product and also on your personal brand. But I only recently heard about you, maybe within the past 2 years. And do you want to know which video was? Take a guess.
I'm very curious now, yes. Take a guess. 2 years ago.
Yeah, it was probably about 2 years ago, I want to say.
2 years ago. It wasn't the No Link Compares song, was it?
No.
2 years ago. Oh, was it the reactive PR?
It was the link, the one where you were like moving the website up.
Oh, Drag and Rank.
Yeah,
yes.
Drag and Rank.
Well, I just revealed a new Google feature, right? It's the dream of every SEO person. Like, what if I had a magic button? I can press it and I just drag my client's websites. Like, let's make it happen, right? I think Liam Follen used to post about that in the past.
Yeah.
On LinkedIn, and I said, we're going to actually build up an application. So I invested £5,000 into that application. And we use data for SEO API, and we built up a clone of Google with real life results. And yeah, it was a good marketing budget, I think, but it paid off because everyone, as you said, look, lots of people discovered us, and lots of people also had fun, I think. So yeah, it was beneficial for everyone.
For anybody that's not seen this video, I highly recommend. Is it on your YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Go and check out Fery's YouTube channel, but. Basically, he's talking about like ranking. He searches up something and then he just clicks on his website and then just moves it up. And he's like, the Dragon Rank, get it now. Very.
And it is an actual application live, so people can access the URL.
Right.
And they can actually drag and rank.
What's the URL?
It's google.si.app.
Right.
And
check it out.
Check it. It's good fun, and you can share it with your clients. Like, hey, I ranked your website. Look, you're number one. There's a URL you can actually generate. So it generates a unique URL in the browser when you drag your results. And you can share that URL with your client. And they'll click on it. They'll think it's actually Google. And they're like, oh my God, we are number one. I said, it's I pranked you. not there yet, but this is what it will look like. Right?
So who comes up with the crazy ideas? Is it yourself?
Yeah, it's mostly myself. Yes.
Right, okay.
It's mostly myself. I just treat the world as my playground where as long as I'm kind and empathetic and have good intentions, then I allow myself to be crazy and just do things that people have fun with. I think it's always with the intention of how can I make people feel good.
Yeah.
Whilst also sharing some interesting valuable case studies and helping others. As you might know, I'm always transparent with everything that we do. This is how we've done it. You can also do it. And we had lots of, I guess, so many messages saying, Fery, thank you for making me laugh, but also, look, I've landed in this publication for my client because I followed these steps that you have said in the post, and that's the best feeling ever. So good.
Yeah, I've started getting that as well. Like when I go to conferences and stuff, like people will come to me and be like, "Oh, I've been watching YouTube videos, or I've seen your tweets and stuff like that. I've actually followed it, took action, and I've been able to rank number one, etc."
Such a good feeling, right? I think I think as humans we don't realize, but the biggest satisfaction for us is like helping others. I think that's our mission on earth, to help others. And as you said, when they walk up to you at the conference, what a good feeling when they say, "Wow, man, thank you." Like,
yeah. So taking a few steps back, there's a lot of people that wouldn't want to share what they're doing because they're scared that they're going to lose out on business, right? I feel like we're pretty similar in the sense that we're pretty transparent. You want to do PR, follow Fery. If you want to know how to build guest posts, follow me, right?
Yeah.
Why do you think certain people don't like to share? And would you recommend not sharing? Do you think that by sharing how you do it, you're going to essentially get clients anyway? What's the thought process?
I think people don't realize how powerful it is to help others.
Mm-hmm.
It's a magic that even I cannot understand how it works.
Yeah.
When you help others, you send out a message to the universe, to the world, and goes away, and it brings back 10 times more to you. It's so powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, many people will, I can do that myself. But then, let's say 1,000 people see your post. 10 people will say, "Oh, I'm going to do this now. I'm going to, grab this opportunity and I'll replicate." And maybe they will have, 2 or 3 of your clients. But the other, the other, 900 and whatever number, 990 people, some of them will just forget about you. But some of them will say like, "Oh, this person, like, I've seen what they've done. It's the most authentic way to show what you can do. I've seen what they've done. I'm going to either recommend it to my friends or I'm going to use the service when I need it." Right? And they will remember you. Kindness is always remembered.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody's kind to you, you will remember it even 2 months from now. If they share something valuable, they will and they will use your service because you have helped them understand things better and help them with knowledge.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people need to understand that, because one story that I remember hearing Gary speak about quite a while back, maybe like 4 years ago, he had a client basically jump on a call with him wanting to buy links, and he said, like, after 45 minutes he agreed that it's not actually worth buying links. They were more so tailored towards Facebook ads, right? And he said, "Listen, I'm not going to take your $2,000 a month, go and spend it on Facebook ads. Here's like a Facebook ads guy, go and have a conversation with him." Now, a lot of people would have took the money, but then what ended up happening is that guy basically essentially said to his friend, "Listen, if you want SEO advice, go and speak to Gary, because if you actually need it, he'll sell you. If you don't, he won't." And he ended up getting a $10,000 a month client from it.
It worked out well, and that's where the magic of helping others and just showing that you are a good human is, right? It really works.
Yeah. So I'm gonna pause on yourself, right? Because I know that there's going to be a lot of people that will want to hear more about you, will look background, but the PR agency side of stuff, right?
Yeah.
So you have got 80 staff?
About 80. I think we had 75 people a few weeks ago. I think we are about 80 now. I would have to check with Michelle.
Yeah.
But we are about 80 people now. Yes.
Yeah, that's insane. Mainly because of like the staff culture, right? Because I was on the drive down, I'm like, 80 members of staff, open office. This is going to be a culture like divide. There's going to be people fighting. Fery's going to be recording in the corner. It wasn't actually like that. But how do you like deal with the culture in the staff?
It all starts with hiring.
Mm-hmm.
So the culture is being built, like the root of the culture, like the basis of the culture is being set when you hire people. It's very, very important to hire the right people in order to build up a good culture. Like, there's nothing you can do once you hired bad people. Whatever processes and systems you have and whatever you have for the culture, you cannot, like, there's nothing you can do if you hire the wrong people. So it all starts with just making sure that when you hire people, you assess not just for skills, but you also assess for personality and kindness. And like, I know this sounds funny, but every time we hire somebody, in the Zoom meeting, we ask them, how lucky are you in life? That's a very key question, like a key question that we put that we have in like the system. Are you lucky in life, or how do you feel like your luck is in life? And most people say, yeah, I'm pretty lucky. But then if some people say, well, I've had some bad luck. There's so many bad things happening to me, and this and that. Like instant, this like they are not going to be hired, because those I appreciate they had bad things happening to them, but usually when people think they are unlucky, then those people are in a victim mindset. And those people will always blame the management. They will always blame something else. And they will always be like, oh, my Wi-Fi is not working. So it will be very hard to address those issues if the person is not feeling like they have control over their lives, right? Mm-hmm. So hiring is the foundation of a good culture. But apart from that, good culture also continues. I think the second most important thing is, paying people very well. I think if you underpay people, it doesn't matter if you have, pizza Thursdays or Fridays. It doesn't matter if you, send them AirPods. Like, if you don't pay them well, they will be frustrated in life, mm-hmm. and they'll be frustrated with the job as well. So, second, most important thing, pay people very well. I mean, I appreciate not everyone can do that because the business model is not like that. Yeah. But I've found, if you have the money and if you have the capabilities, the culture is being built by people who are happy with their wages, and they can take their kids to, the swimming lessons, and to the piano lessons, and to all the activities that make them happy outside the work as well, because they have the money. So paying them well, second most important thing in culture.
Yeah, definitely. So how long have you been doing SEO and digital PR for?
So SEO, I've been doing SEO from probably 2008.
Right, okay.
The company, the search intelligence company, I set up the company in 2014. As I was painting cars, but in the afternoons, ever since 2008, I was doing websites. I was writing content on the web, trying to rank them, learning coding. So in 2014, I've actually set up a company. I started doing SEO audits, and I've done SEO audits for like the next 2 or 3 years. Alongside, of course, building my own websites, I built, my own tax calculator that I ranked, and I built, every day is Black Friday. It was a website that scanned millions of products on the web, and then I made, affiliate money with Awin, mm-hmm. And ads as well. And then in 2014, started the company, and then in 2017, I quit my job, and I started, being a full-time, business owner, which, by the way, I wasn't an owner. I was it was just a job, as when you start a business and you're alone, it's just a job, mm-hmm. That doesn't pay you too well. So until 2020, I was building websites, doing some custom coding, doing SEO, guest posts, niche edits, everything in between. I was the everything SEO person, small clients, couldn't make money. And in 2020, COVID hit. I only had one employee. And then I started posting on LinkedIn. And in August 2020, I know there was a person reached out to me via LinkedIn saying, hey, I've seen your content. Can you help us with SEO? We got good budgets. Like, wow, where did that come from? Like, from LinkedIn, from just posting and seeing my posts? And I said, yeah, sure. I said, I've got nothing to lose. I'll just tell them $5,000 a month. And then if they come on board, then we'll just, we'll really help them. And he said, okay, yeah, send me the invoice, and let's have a meeting and let's do it. Like, wow, LinkedIn brought me a client who pays £5,000 a month. That's crazy. So I said, it's just a coincidence. Within a few weeks, we have another client, like a financial, like IVA client, who said like, hey, I've seen your content on LinkedIn, really great post. Can we work together? It's like, ooh, well, let's do this. I said, yeah, we can. Our prices are for £5,000 per month. I said, yeah, that's fine. Like, I was shocked. I was like, hey, this is not a coincidence. People really resonate with the content, and they see what you can do. They transparently see, who you are, and they want to work with you. So I started posting more on LinkedIn. We started getting more clients. So we're still doing guest posts and niche edits for those clients, and technical SEO, lots of coding work, content creation. And we started having more and more clients. And I've seen this, digital PR taking off the ground in that period. 2020 was like 2020, 2021. This big, Rise 7 was coming to surface. There was like Radioactive, Neomam, all the big agencies. Like, oh, that's an interesting service. Let's try to do it.
Yeah.
And we tried and tried and tried, and we failed. We failed a lot. We took on clients, and we said, yeah, we'll do. We took on clients very cheaply, and then it literally took us half a year to deliver a campaign, or even more. It was so frustrating. And then I said, okay, I'm going to stop focusing on anything else but digital PR. And in 2021, I announced to all of our clients, sorry, we are not doing SEO anymore, because we are becoming a digital PR agency, nothing else, not even audits, not even, I don't even, I don't provide consultancy, or we don't even do anything else but digital PR. One service agency, you can buy only one. We have one package, and that is it. It changed everything, because all the resources, all the mental focus, all the money could be pushed back into one service, like a laser focus. When you have the magnifier on the sun, that's how it was. It was going back into one single service, and that's when really things really started. We really figured it out, and we could build a system around that.
That's it's a big risk, telling all of your clients we're no longer doing SEO.
It was it was we either figure this out or we go out of business.
Yeah. And did the staff know that was the mindset?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah, they were with me.
Right.
Like they were with me. We had some people at the company who really believed in me, and that really helped. Like they really, really believed in the vision.
Yeah.
I could not have done it without them.
That's good. There's certain people that have helped me, and I would say, like, if they came to me tomorrow and they were like, right, we're going to do this, I would stop everything and I would just focus on that one thing with them and make certain it works. If you've got what I would call A players with you, helps massively.
You need you need those people who really see your vision and don't complain about everything, but rather they look at everything as an opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
It's so it's the only way to really scale and really build a big business.
Yeah. And then once it's so in 2021 you said no more SEO. How long briefly did it take for you to start actually seeing some results where it's not taking you half a year to get one campaign?
Yeah, so we've announced this at towards the middle of 2021, and by the end of 2021, that's where we really figured it out. We knew we can deliver consistently to our clients. So some campaigns do take like 2-3 months, even now. It's not, there are some B2B niches that are really hard to crack. But now we mostly figured out, we take on the client and we can deliver in like 1 or 2 months as a normal timeline. So, and we have a predictable system. I think that's what was missing. So at the end of 2021, we kind of cracked it. And that's where we really took off. Like, clients started recommending us. They started being, happy, and they started, pushing more projects with us. And that's where it really took off.
Right. So when you told all your clients that you're no longer doing SEO, how many clients did you have roughly?
I think we had like 10, 15 clients. We had a very small base.
And did any of them just stop and move to another SEO agency?
Yeah.
How many of them roughly?
Most of them moved to an SEO agency, or to, like, if we were doing guest posts, then they moved to another guest post provider, because we are not doing it anymore. We said,
right.
like, no, we'll stop doing this. Even though it was profitable, it was, guest posts are a good business.
Yeah.
But they moved to another agency because we said no.
Yeah. And did that not scare you at the time? Because obviously you've got the salaries you need to pay, you've got the rent for the office.
No, because we had a massive growth on the demand
Right.
of the digital PR as a result.
Okay.
So the demand kind of offset the lack of work for like for guest posts and for content creation
Yeah.
and so on.
And then what does the next 6 months look like? You've told all of your clients that you're no longer doing fully fledged SEO. Half of them leave, let's say. Are you just bombarded with customer support, like where's my PR, like, or what's that looking like?
No. So those people, like those clients who we were creating content, went to other content agencies, but some of them, as you said, like about half of them stuck with us for digital PR.
Right. Okay.
So we still had budgets coming from them, and then we had just demand for digital PR from LinkedIn, and there was no chaos. There was,
right.
I mean, there was a bit of chaos with recruiting because we had to hire very fast.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a chaos that we had to manage somehow. Where it was due to like, oh, we got 10 extra campaigns to deliver, from next month. Like we better hire some people, and then we hired some people, and half of them couldn't deliver. So that's where the chaos came. But the clients were like, eventually we delivered because we just kept on hiring faster than we were firing. Right? I mean, we had a period in 2021 where we had to let go like lots of people because we didn't. And it's not just them. It's not the people. It's on us because we didn't have a proper hiring process. We didn't have a proper training system. So we couldn't really support them in that period. Yeah. And I can imagine that now looking back, many of those people would have still, had the job if they joined now, mm-hmm. when we have a system for hiring, when we have a system for training, and we have, a very good support system for juniors. Back then, we just, we just threw them in the deep sea and like, there you go, swim. And I kind of feel kind of guilty for some of them. Yeah. Because perhaps we could have helped them more, and I appreciate that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's where the chaos came from.
Yeah, definitely. So obviously you went from taking 6 months in some cases to deliver PR many moons ago, right? And I'm sure that there was many late nights for yourself. Am I correct in saying that? Yeah.
Yeah, big time. Like you got to do it, right?
Yeah. So then you've went from maybe delivering a link in 6 months or a campaign in 6 months to how many links are you building now in a month?
So the agency builds over 3,000 links per month at this point.
3,000.
Over 3,000 earned white hat links.
And is there a certain goal that you want to reach in 2024? Like, is there a certain amount of links?
Yeah. We wanna. So we wanna reach about 20,000 links per month.
20,000 links. And what's been your highest number? Is it 3,000? It's
around 3,100, something like that. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
But we wanna. We want to be 140 people by June, and then hopefully 200 people by the end of the year. But it doesn't mean that, and we don't want it to just grow, linear growth with the number of employees. We also want to work on our efficiencies. Mm-hmm. So the existing team members can, double their output.
Yeah.
Therefore, we want to, exponentially grow the output of the team. This year, that's our biggest focus now, to become, double the efficiency of the existing team. Plus, the team who we hire, they would already have the standard as set as, that double of the output.
Yeah. So then, what makes you tick? Like, what makes you want to grow? Because a lot of people would look at 150, 200 staff and be like, that's a headache. Why are you doing it?
Growing doesn't necessarily mean, I mean, it can mean, but if you have the right systems, usually growing means more happiness for you as a founder and even for the management. 200 staff is easier than 10 staff. 200 team members is way easier to manage than when you have 10 team members. Because with 10 team members, there's no proper management in place. It's hard. Everyone, if somebody's dog dies, then you have to go in and suit them, which we love to do that. But when you grow big, then you don't have to be everyone's kind of manager, because you have managers, you have team leads who they can call. And even now, some people are like anxious sometimes about their targets. It's not me who has to go and suit them, but it's the team leads or like the managers who go like, don't worry, let's work on this and let's push this, let's re-angle this. So there's way more support for the team members. So 200 people, I think it's a goal, because everyone's life will be easier on the team. Even from the juniors to the management to even myself, life is easier when you're big.
Yeah.
You have more money, right? If there's some problem, you can just throw money at it, and money resolves lots of problems.
Yeah, money's how I see money is it's a tool. You can buy time with it.
Yeah.
And you can speed things along as well.
Yeah.
So one thing that you mentioned then was trying to get more output out of the team. Are you using AI for that at all?
We have not used AI yet.
Right, okay.
So can you imagine when we start using AI? I mean, we already start, experimenting, but we have not used AI for almost anything. We've never used AI in our processes, but we do intend to, why not? It's we're gonna be left out if not, right? So we do have to use AI, yes.
Is there anything right now that you're looking at and you're thinking AI could do this better in the team, or
probably not do it completely better,
or speed things
by
up.
itself, but it could assist us to do things better, right? There's so many things that can be done better with AI. There's so many things.
Yeah, I almost see AI or ChatGPT or even Google Bard at times is kind of like my personal assistant, where you ask it something and you're like, all right, okay, that does
it gives you
make
hints.
sense.
It gives you, ideas, right? But not like the actual, I think the days where you just go and you say, oh, give me, a press release, and I will give you a press release, they are very far. I don't think that's, with the current, AI, especially that you talk to high tier, top tier journalists who, they understand, they can read through the lines, right?
Yeah. It needs to be very, very convincing for an article to go live.
Yeah, it's got to be. Yeah, it's got. I think GPT-5 maybe that's where it will happen.
Yeah.
But until then, we will probably use it to assist us.
You can create your own GPTs.
Yeah.
I would really want to use your GPT because I feel like it would just give some crazy suggestions.
Yeah. Well, we are going to work on that. We have not. We haven't got any custom GPTs yet.
Yeah.
But I think that's next level to assist. We just upload a terabyte of our data, and then let it spit out the good things for us, right? That's kind of the idea. We'll see.
I mean, it sounds a lot easier on paper, right? But it's probably not going to be as easy.
Maybe the prompts will have to be a prompt that we write for 2 weeks.
Yeah,
right?
Definitely. So let's talk about the actual digital PR side of stuff, right? Because there's a lot of people that would look at your product and think, oh, that's too expensive, $5,500, I can go and get some guest posts. Or some people would look at my product and think we're too cheap, right, in comparison to you guys, right? And they would prefer to use you guys. Would you say that digital PR's for everyone?
No.
Yeah.
No. I think there's many niches that don't need digital PR.
Mm-hmm.
There's many niches that should not do digital PR. I think it's absolutely not for everyone. I mean, anyone can buy it and enjoy the placements in newspaper websites. But I think digital PR is like a complementary service for lots of other SEO activities that you should do.
Mm-hmm.
I think digital PR should be treated as one of the pillars and not like the solution to every problem in SEO. Yeah. You can throw digital PR at websites and have nothing in return because the technical SEO is not right. If there's content cannibalization, if there's not other other link building methods that amplify the relevancy of the product, of the service, of the website. I mean, you can throw digital PR at things and nothing can happen because there's some other things that are tying down the car to the tree, right?
Yeah.
So if you add a turbocharger to a car, it will do nothing if the car is tied down with a big chain like that. I mean, people cannot see it, but there's a big chain there. If it's tied down to a tree, nothing will happen.
Yeah, definitely. Do you know what? I really like that approach about you, because we were speaking earlier and we both actually agreed on this, and we said in some cases digital PR is not the best, but in some cases niche edits and guest posts aren't the best, and digital PR is the go-to methodology. Whereas a lot of people, if they did have an agency, they would be like, no, it's my product or nothing else, and it's like you're not actually like that.
I mean, I would feel, because I think I'm very proud of the fact that I'm honest and authentic 100% of the time, and I would not feel good with myself if I would push an agenda that only that is dishonest and just with the intention of serving me, right? So I mean maybe dishonest is not the right word, because maybe if somebody has an opinion and maybe that's his reality or her reality or whatever, but I would not be hiding or like being dishonest about dishonest about things that are there only to serve my interests. I mean, I say to even all of our clients, you should still do guest posts, and you should still do niche edits and every other type of link building, because they just support each other. And not just because of that. It's also because that's what works. If you go to top 5 of Google, Google says don't buy links, but most of the competitive niches on Google, they rank in top 5. Most of the websites have done aggressive, guest posts, strategic guest posts, and strategic, PR stunts as well, or some of them, not all of them. But like, it works. That's the thing.
Yeah. This is exactly what I say to like anyone that's speaking to me, like clients, consultancy, whatever the case may be. I always say link building or guest posting and niche edits is like one strategy. You've also got PR. You've also got tiered link building, where you're building links to the PR or potentially even to the guest posts.
Expired domains.
Expired domains. There's so many different strategies. And I think, again, one thing that we agreed off camera is SEO isn't one size fits all. It's not just here's your SEO for the month, and it's like, well, what website are you trying to rank? Are you trying to rank a SEO agency website? Are you trying to rank a porn website? Or are you trying to rank a gambling website? Because those 3 types of websites that I've just mentioned, 3 completely different strategies.
Absolutely. And as you said, some strategies might work on one, but if you apply the same thing to the other one, to the other niche, it will probably not work. So as you said, it's you cannot be generalist when doing statements about SEO, saying this doesn't work in SEO. Well, maybe this doesn't work in SEO in this niche. I mean, I would say that's more accurate than saying this doesn't work in SEO. But yeah,
definitely. It's and again, going back to what you were saying before, like with the PR and the link insertions, the niche edits, the guest posts, etc. If you're only doing PR and you're not doing anything else, or if you're only doing guest posts and you're not doing PR, it's almost as if like you have a website and you're not uploading any content.
You're falling behind, because if your competitors are doing both or 3 or 5 or 6 techniques, then they will definitely catch up with you, or like you will not be able to catch up with them.
Would you agree with me in saying that SEO in a lot of industries is hyper competitive? Yeah,
indeed. Like SEO is like hungry wolves going after the prey. That's what it is. Like, it's blood, and it's carnage many times, and it's SEO. That's what SEO is. The prey, is like the number one on Google, and then the wolves, like us SEOs, are going for the prey. That's what it is.
So so we've spoke a little bit about the PR and why it's important. Let's talk about the actual strategy, right? So let's say, for example, I'm a client, right? I am a law firm, and I come to you and I say, hey, Fery, like let's do PR. Here's 5K or 6K. What's like the brainstorming process like?
Nice. We actually have lots of, we are probably the largest PR agency for low websites in the world. It's a great niche. I'll talk about the US because I think in the US that's a very, it's a very big niche. In the UK as well, but I think in the US they figured out, with SEO we can generate, lots. And I think there's more money in the US in like, especially personal injury lawyers. If you go on a playground and you stumble upon something, they will watch you and they will call you, say, hey, you fell down the playground, let's sue them. That's kind of the US, which I mean, it's a free market. It is how it is. So for personal injury lawyers, you will not talk about how great their service is. You will not say, oh, this personal injury lawyer is the Uber of like the personal injuries. It's like you have to subliminally get them into the news, which is you go to government website and you analyze the most dangerous cities in America for cyclists based on cyclist accidents and population data. You download the data, put it together, combine it with population. You come up with like top 10, bottom 10. And that's a news story that journalists want to write about. Oh, our location is like the best for cyclists. Or the other end, our city is like worse for cyclists. And you go with ego baiting, top and bottom 10. Push it out to those states, guarantee links. Even you can, like anyone can do it. It will get you links, right? So that's how you do personal injury, like or like lawyer. If it's, let's say, if it's a lawyer that only does like accident injuries, then you can just go with the most dangerous roads to drive in America. Or we've even done things like the most dangerous hours to drive in America, right? And then so the team goes away, tries to find some data. You come up with like ideas. And then once the management approves the ideas, then they start putting together the data. They go to our data team, or like if it's a smaller data set, you can do it yourself as well. You don't need like a proper data team. Then you write up the report based on the findings, and then you go to Roxhill. You find Roxhill Media. It's like a tool that helps you find journalists based on the topics that you write about. You put it in Roxhill. Roxhill got a very good distribution system. You put it there. You push it out to the press directly from Roxhill. And within a few days, you do another follow-up. You can do like, hey, just you bring this to your, the top of your inbox. Do you mind taking a look at this data? And that's how links happen.
Right. Okay. So like you're doing a lot more statistical like stuff. Would you say when you were not as successful in PR, did you lack the statistics? Like, why did it take you 6 months before to land PR links, and now you're just burning through PR links, like you're getting them like hotcakes?
We didn't know what journalists want. We didn't know that journalists would cover stories such as, the safest places to be a cyclist in the world, or like in America. We didn't know about these, topics, and we had to run lots of ideas, test until we figured out exactly what they want. But also, the team was not as good as with the writing the press releases.
Right.
We are not good with anything. We just had to step by step become better incrementally with every little thing that we've done.
Right, okay. That's interesting. It is almost as if it's a different language, right? Because if you're doing guest posts, it's easier to get a guest post than a PR link.
Guest posts is, you have a system. You send out the email. I mean, if you are an established agency, you already have a good list of contacts. Hey, we have this client as well. And then you already know the pricing. If you want to reach out to new ones, just send out the email. Hey, we'd like to collaborate. We can do this, and this, like niche edits or like a new article. What's your pricing? That's how I used to do it. I mean, there might be newer methods, but that's how. And then it's a numbers game.
Yeah.
And it's a almost like a predictable system. With
PR, it's not.
Sometimes you think you spent 3 weeks on this research. And it's we love it. The client loves it. Push it out. Nothing happens. Tears. people are like, oh my God, it's so frustrating. It's the worst thing when, you spend 3 weeks on this crazy campaign. Like, why do they not care? Can you not see how great that is?
Yeah.
But they can. Sometimes they cannot. And that's it's not predictable.
Have you had any campaigns, I'm sure you probably had, where in the back of your head you would have thought, okay, it's going to land some links, but then it's actually ended up going super viral?
Yeah, we had some campaigns. Sometimes they were like simple, very simple campaigns. They were like, well, it's gonna hit the KPIs kind of.
Yeah.
But then it got picked up. Like when Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg announced they're gonna do a cage fight.
Yeah.
We had a fitness client, and we said, let's just quickly comment on these things. Maybe it could land some links. It's a good opportunity. So we just wrote an email saying, on behalf of our client, our client says that Mark Zuckerberg is most likely to win because he's doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and 1-to-1 combat, that's way superior. And we pushed it out in 2 hours, 50 links. It got into the Independent. Even Wikipedia mentioned our quote. It was crazy. We're like, that's insane. But then the backdoor of that is you probably throughout the month you probably have to do 20 of those, in order to get traction. Because if it's a simple idea and it's a quick reactive, then you might have to spend maybe even more hours working on getting the number of links than what you will spend on a big data study, because you just have to push out more of them.
Yeah.
So those are risky. Those are very risky because it's most likely most of them are not going to get anything. Yeah. So we did have things like these. Yeah.
Yeah. That's yeah. I always like seeing certain stuff go viral, because sometimes it can be ridiculous stuff like that, and then sometimes you look at it and you're like, I wonder if that is actually true.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
So you obviously talk about reactive PR. What's the other types of PR for anybody listening?
So data-driven PR, where, as I said, with the injury lawyers, where you download data sets, you combine them together. I think those are the most effective ones, because you are doing a job that journalists cannot do easily. So you're spending a week or two in putting together a piece of research that would take a week or two for the journalists to do, or even more, because they don't probably have data teams. So that's where the value is. You are shortcutting their work. You are giving them something in 10 minutes that it would take them 2 weeks to do. So data studies are really, really powerful, because they just give journalists what they cannot do.
Right.
They make their job and life easier.
Mm-hmm.
The other piece is expert commentary.
Right.
That's a very good one, because you can just comment on events that are happening. So Valentine's Days are coming. We have clients in various niches. We have dating clients or relationship clients. We can just say expert advices how to make sure your partner is happy during Valentine's Day, or expert advices what color flowers you should buy your partner. Because that's a story that will land, because people journalists need content about topics related to Valentine's Day. They will have to write articles as part of the KPIs for Valentine's Day. What do they write about? Well, if us as an agency bring our clients forward and help them with expert tips, then they will cover it, because they need that.
Yeah.
So anticipating what the media is writing about, Christmas was a great. Christmas was a big machine for link building, because every journalist every journalist wanted stories about Christmas. Therefore, we gave them that. We gave them how to get your kids to fall asleep when Santa is coming, or how to fitness expert reveals how to lose the weight that you gained while during your Christmas dinner, something like that, right? And you can always plug your clients in to be the experts who provide tips on topics that we know that journalists are certainly writing about. Black Friday, New Year's Eve, resolutions, right? It's always something happening where you can plug your client in as the expert.
Right, okay. There's one thing that you said that's really interesting, and you said that journalists have KPIs.
Yeah.
Right. So, like, for example, Valentine's Day's coming out. We are recording this on 26th of January right now. Do you know what the KPIs are for like certain things? So, like, obviously Valentine's Day's coming out. Easter's going to be after that. Like, do you know about certain categories that you're like, okay, this client that we've just signed up, he sells shoes. We're going to tie him in with the Easter stuff, or is it kind of just like you're going to throw as much stuff and see what sticks?
No, well, we have a calendar
Right.
that highlights all the events that are happening throughout the year, and whenever the opportunity, meets, chance, right? Whenever we have the client, that's like when their campaign is in perfect timeline with the events that are coming up in like 2-3 weeks, then we put the client forward.
Right. Okay.
Right. So we have like a calendar where we always look, and the team is always looking how can we do, like for gambling clients, sports events. It's a gold mine. Like every time there's a sports event, our gambling clients are like getting like crazy links with expert commentary.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. So, what's looping back round to yourself now? What's some of like the craziest ideas that you've had? Because for anybody that's listening, we were speaking and you said that you've got 70 videos that's never been released and that you're going to slowly.
So they have never been released on YouTube.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
But yeah. So I what I've done is I posted on LinkedIn. But I've ignored YouTube completely. So those 70 videos are now lined up for like my YouTube. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leverage LinkedIn and Twitter to post the URL to YouTube when I post the video. So I bring in my LinkedIn audience and my Twitter audience onto the YouTube videos. And by the way, many of my new followers might have not seen those videos on LinkedIn anyway in the past. So they will actually get to see those videos again, or either again or as a new video. But do you mean what ideas I had for videos?
Yeah, what's some crazy ideas? Like, you don't need to give me your entire crazy idea list, but what's one where you're like, I'm going to do that this year? Or
Is it for like the marketing for like the videos?
Yeah.
I think that one of the crazy ideas was like the Barbie idea, where I looked like so awkward there. I was Ken, and I think that was a crazy one. Or like with Leo DiCaprio, I've done you might have seen the Wolf of Backlinks, right? Sitting on the sofa with Leo and talking about campaigns. But or like the music video, that was a good one. With like no link compares. But we want to do an SEO song this year. I'm not promising this, but if Mads will see it, maybe we'll get it ready for the conference in Saigon. It's gonna be like the SEO song. It's gonna be good. We started working on it, so that's gonna come. Hopefully it will entertain the SEO world, and it will just create some fun. But parodies are like just looking at movie scenes and seeing how we can tie something creative and funny into that scene.
Maybe, yeah.
I think I've got another Wolf of Backlink scene where I wanna replicate. I actually got two. But there's I think there's unlimited ideas there.
Do you know what? It's the first question that I've asked you, and you're just like, I can see the cogs turning, and I'm like, what crazy things are in his head?
No, like anything can be turned into something that people stop and like, oh wow, that's so crazy, right? And that's so different, so interesting. I think the craziest idea was with my wife under the shower.
Right.
It was actually a written post where I said like my wife was under the shower and somebody knocks on the door, and I open up the door and there's this Russian guy and he's asked me, "Where's Natasha?" I said, "Natasha's not here." Like, I know Natasha's here. She's in your house because your neighbor told me. And then in order to distract his attention, I start talking about the campaign that we've done and how many links. And then he was so happy that he forgot about Natasha. And when he's ready to leave, Natasha comes out of my bedroom, and she was the fluffiest, slimmest cat I've ever seen. She was like a cat. The Russian guy was looking for his cat, not for his lady. And then he thanked me and he hugged me, like shook my hand and said, like, I found Natasha, but I've also learned how to build digital PR links. I think that was a good one. I don't know how we came up with that. Some people said I used AI to come up with it, but no, it was like I was just in a crazy moment.
Yeah, it's do you know what, I saw that post on LinkedIn and I'm like, I was reading through it and I'm like, what is this? And then I was like, right, okay,
that's
makes
you know,
sense.
yeah, it was people were expecting, I'm cheating on my wife or like whatever, my wife's in the shower, Natasha is somewhere in the bedroom. But yeah, it was that was probably the craziest like spontaneous idea I had.
So when would you say you're the most creative?
I'm the most creative when I'm using my hands. I'm not sure why. When I used to, in my previous life of non-SEO person or like, afternoon SEO person, I used to work and painting cars. I used to, restore, classic cars and paint cars. So every time I was working with my hands, I didn't need my brain to be there because it was, I've done it for so long that it was all automatic. Therefore, my brain could switch off. And I had so many ideas then. I wish I had something to do today, even nowadays when I just use my hands without having to think about it, because it just brings out so many ideas. One of the things that I do, and let's say we have, just 2 or 3 plates and it's not worth to put it in the washing machine, I just wash the plates or wash the dishes. It's so creative. You do it automatically. You don't have to think of doing like washing the dishes, but it allows your brain to be free.
Sorry, there's just one thing that you said that's making me laugh. You said the plates in the washing machine, and for whatever reason, I'm just thinking.
Yeah.
Do you know what?
Dishwasher. Yeah. Let's read.
Fery probably would put them in the washing machine.
Oh
yeah.
well, they would be washed for forever.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, sorry, continue.
Yeah. So when you put the dishes, when it's not worth to put the dishes in the dishwasher, then I just wash them with my hands, and it just frees up your brain. It just clears up your mind, and you can just wander away in the ether of the universe of thoughts.
Yeah, I get that because I'm usually either when I'm driving, I'm very creative.
Yes.
Yeah, and then if I'm in the shower, or third one if I'm getting a haircut.
Oh really? Haircut?
Yeah.
Wow, that's an interesting one. When I'm getting a haircut, I always like the lady who cuts my hair is so chatty. So my brain is not, it's like, oh, where have you been on holiday? And we talk about holidays and everything, but that's a good one when getting a haircut.
Yeah.
I get sleepy when they cut my hair because the buzzing on the hair is like you get sleepy from it. I almost like fall asleep sometimes.
Yeah.
But interesting.
So let's take a few years back. Obviously, we've spoke about what you done before SEO. We've spoke about when you transitioned into PR and what you're doing now. But I feel like there's a little bit of a gap, right? So obviously 2017, you quit your job and you start doing like actual freelance work. What was that transition like? Was there any, because I know setting up a business is not easy. For anybody that's watched a course thinking they're going to set up a business and it's going to be all sunshines and rainbows, it's not the case. So what was that like?
So in the first year, I bought my wife a BMW X5. That's what I thought I'll do. But I didn't. So I quit my job. We had I think we had 30 grand saved in the bank. We're good. It's good. I mean, we'll make money first year. I'll buy my wife. I'll be proud. To buy my wife SUVs and happy days. It'll be great. Reality happened. nothing happened. First, so I quit my job. I rent this office in the building where we were,
Yeah.
and money started coming in. But at the end of the month, I was left with no money. So because I didn't have a brand, and nobody knew me, I had to spend half of my day, reaching out to people, to emailing them, say, hey, we are, I'm like a software developer, I can help you, because I think that software was one of my, things where I could really, differentiate myself as being an SEO person who understands software. That was kind of my big selling point. It didn't happen, man. For like a few years, 2-3 years, the savings went down. It went to zero, and I was barely, I had like £100 a month clients, and £300 a month clients, and no proper business skills, like as you should, you should have when you start a business. I mean, you shouldn't have, like, it's part of the journey sometimes, right? As it was for me. But we're struggling to make money. I went home at the end of the month, and my wife like, how much money did we make this month? Like, I was dreading to go home and tell her, this month I could only take out £1,500, and we had 2 babies, and the savings were like draining. Oh my God, that was crazy. Sometimes I sat in the office crying late at night, saying, I let my family down, I let my wife down, I let myself down. It was tough. It was a transition that, I'm not sure how others, or maybe some people are like this, but it was hard, man. I was driving like the cheapest cars I could find just to buy like a car so we can move around, so we can keep on, building the business. It was hard in the first 2-3 years.
Yeah, it's not sunshines at all.
Oh my God, absolutely. And I'm not ashamed to talk, like, that's how it was. It wasn't like, it was, reality kicked in, and I realized I need a team in order to, for everyone to flourish, right? Because it's not just me, but like everyone. If you build a team, that everyone is better off. So I was the the salesman, I was the marketing man, I was the software developer, I was the SEO outreach person, I was the accountant, the bookkeeper. I had an accountant who's done the accountancy, but I had to do the reconciliations and everything. So I think, that was part of the journey, and I appreciate that I had that, difficulty, because I know what can happen if you're not careful, and you can end up back there. Hopefully not.
Yeah.
But I know the bad things, and of course, I know the good things as well. But I can appreciate the good things better when you actually have the really bad things happening. Like, I think it's even more satisfying when some good things are happening. You can appreciate it way more because you had the bad things, and you have a contrast, you have a comparison.
Yeah, definitely. So one thing that you mentioned is you had 2 kids.
Yes.
And it's like there was literally barely any money coming in. And the savings were going down as well. Do you think that was a driving force? Because a lot of people would say, this is too much stress. I'm just going to go and work a regular 9 to 5, and at least I've got a salary coming in. Yeah,
that would have been like the easy escape, and it was always an option. So I could have changed, those difficult months anytime by just going and finding a job like 40, 50k, 60k. I had some good skills. I think if I would have been put in a system that's that's got the cash flow, like it's got the marketing figured out, everything, I think I had skills that could have earned me like 50, 60k a month, easy. Not a month, a year, easily. And I think, but then I would have felt that I let my family down, I let my wife down, because I promised my wife, look, come with me on this journey. It'll be great if you just have the patience. And can you imagine 2 years in, struggling, and then I would have said, well, you know what? You remember I told you it's all going to be good? Well, not really. We have to go back and, it's still good to earn like, 50 grand. I still good, but what I promised to my wife was different. I promised to my wife, by the age of 40, you and me, will not have to think about money ever again. And if I would have gone back to a job, then I would have let her down and let myself down, especially I think myself, that I couldn't keep my promise to myself and to everyone else.
Yeah. Do you think that because you made her that promise, she almost was your accountability partner?
Kind of. I mean, I think it was a motivation to even if she was like sometimes like, oh, like nothing happens. How long do we do? And I think many people have this, and I don't think it's isolated to just me. I think when things are not happening for 2 years, I think most people will be like, when is it happening? And I think it was a driving force indeed. And having the kids, as you said, it was a driving force because now it wasn't just me who I could just go back, and just take care of myself, but I had to take care of them. I had more responsibility, so it was a big driving force, and I think it was a big help to have that extra pressure there.
Yeah, definitely. And at any point did your wife think, or did your wife at any point think that maybe it's not going to work out, or was she always just supportive?
Yeah, she thought, and maybe even I thought, and in some moments, that like, this is probably not going to work out. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but we both thought that. Absolutely.
Yeah, and they always say, like, for example, the more you believe, the easier it gets, because you're believing in yourself. Yeah. You've got that drive to actually wake up every morning, potentially continue working till 5 a.m. and stuff. What, like, was did you have that? Like, how did you overcome that?
I woke up at like 5 a.m. I was in office until 10 p.m. Yeah. I was going for it, man. I was like, there's two. Yeah, I either die or I figure it out. There's no other option. And I was like, I'll figure it out. And that was the drive that pushed me. Like, no matter what, there's no other option. We'll figure it out.
Right. You don't seem like a quitter to me at all.
No, I'm very hard to convince that something's not going to work.
Yeah.
And I sell this, dream, almost like naive dream, to my team as well, and they became like that. They were like, "Oh, we can do it." So I kind of transmit this character and put it into people who surround me. And I think that's also important to make sure other people around you have this crazy, almost naive, like silly belief that these things can actually happen, like this, right?
Yeah. Have you ever had like a I've made it moment, or no?
A what moment?
A moment where you're like, I've made it now, or not really?
Yeah, I think I can. Sometimes I think this is great. This is surreal. I do have these moments, and I'm so grateful. Sometimes I even tear up. Sometimes when I drive, I'm like, man, this is crazy. In like 2-3 years, how much our lives change, but how much our employees' lives change. How much what we created here, we support now. So many people. Our life got better. Sometimes I tear up when I drive and I think deeply. Yeah, I do have those moments.
That's good, because there's a lot of people where they're always chasing the next big thing.
Oh, well, I also do that.
Right. Okay.
So I do believe I made it, but I do believe, where's the next mountain? How do we get from this level to like double this level, or like quadruple this level? And in 5 years, how do we get to £1 billion a year conglomerate? Mm-hmm. So I made it, but like that's not the end of the game.
Yeah.
Let's start the next game.
Right. Okay. The next level.
Yeah, next level.
When was the first time you had that I've made it moment? Because obviously you've went from promising your wife a BMW in the first year and you didn't. First of all, has she got the BMW now?
No, she's got an, I think it's even better than a BMW. She's got an electric Volvo XC40.
Right. Okay.
So it's like I said, the safest car for the family, right? For the kids. So we got a Volvo SUV, and that's what she's driving. But she only got it in 2021.
Right. Okay.
2022.
2022.
So from 2017 when I promised her, it took 5 years, right? So, I mean, it didn't happen in 1 year, but eventually, she got a good car.
Yeah, at least she got the car.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
But yeah, when was the first time you had your "I've made it" moment? Because obviously you went from no staff, not getting the BMW in the first year, to now having 70 or 80 staff now. When was it where you were like?
We had a period. So the growth started in 2021. We started growing, and we went from, I think initially we had like 12 grand a month revenue, and then we went to, I think the first time we went to 20 grand a month in revenue. I was like, my God, this is not going to be sustainable. Like what do you mean 20 grand a month? And then it kept on going. I mean, like 2-3 months still, 20, 22 grand. And then the next month, 30 something grand. And then we had new clients. And like, this is crazy. Like this is surely not going to be sustainable. And then we got to 100 grand a month. And like, I think when we had 3 times in a row, 100 grand months, I was like, this is real. This is happening. Like our lives are changing. And then we kept on going up and up and up. And like every time we go to the next level, like now we are like 500,000 a month in revenue. That's kind of our benchmark. And even now I think like, is this sustainable? How long, before it starts dipping? But it still keeps on. So I think when we had the 3 months in a row with 100 grand, that's where I realized, wow, this is good. This is happening. This is real now.
Right.
Yeah.
That's good because, yeah, as soon as you see money rolling in, like for example, you sometimes get that 10 grand a month and then it dips down, or that 100 grand a month and it dips off. But once you see it coming in month on month, and you're like, this is quite nice. This
is like, I don't have to pinch myself anymore now because it's real.
And then going back to the agency, would you ever sell the agency? Is that something in your mindset, or?
Probably not at this moment.
Right. Okay.
As you said, I'm a child, and the agency is my playground.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I go every day to play. The playground. That's this office and everything that we have, the business, the clients. They are like other kids who I play with. Like if I sell the agency, I would be a depressed kid who doesn't have a playground to play anymore. Yeah. What do I do, right? Like I couldn't go to sit on a beach for months and just enjoy life, happy. I would be depressed. I need problems. I need to resolve problems. I need to sort out things. I need to help others. How can you help others when you sit on the beach and doing nothing? You don't help anyone.
Yeah,
that's not life when you don't help anyone, right?
Yeah. Have you always been like a professional problem solver?
Yeah, absolutely. I was a child. I think I was like 10, 11, 12 years old, and I've had an electronics laboratory in the loft of our house. So instead of watching cartoons, because we were so poor, we didn't have TV. I said I'm gonna find something interesting to do. So I started taking apart scrapped radios and cassette players. I'm not sure you don't know what a cassette player is, do you?
Yeah, I do.
But have you listened to an actual cassette?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You're not that young then.
26.
26. Yeah. So right, I took apart cassette players and took the little transistors and capacitors and all the components, And I built my own little gadgets. I built like LEDs that was flashing. I was building sirens. I was, recording things on like tapes with like, so from an early age, I wanted to find solutions. I wanted to build something different. I think it stems from my childhood because we didn't have a TV. Maybe if we had a TV, then maybe I would be like, oh, happy life. Yeah. But because we didn't have a TV, I was forced to find something interesting to do that's more creative.
Yeah. Like some of the stuff that you come out with and like some of the issues that you're solving, I look at you and I'm like, you strike me as an engineer / creative mind, especially like on the marketing side of stuff and like solving people's issues and stuff.
Yeah, I think I'm an engineer who's looking for big problems to solve.
Right. Okay.
I think, I think we are the Tesla.
Mm.
We are a tech company who happens to do PR, just like Tesla is a tech company who happens to build cars. That's how I like to think of ourselves, like a tech agency who just happens to have chosen PR as a vehicle to solve problems.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
definitely. So let's say you sell the agency in 10 years time, right? What's something that you would want to do? Because I don't see you as the type of guy that would be sitting on the beach. I feel like you'd be shivering, thinking like, what's something that I can do now?
Oh, I do have a big problem that I want to resolve, and I think I will actually adventure into this area.
Mm-hmm.
It's so inconvenient to buy food, to buy fast food, and fast food is so unhealthy. So I want to build. Maybe somebody will steal, this idea. Go for it, go for it. I want to build robot pods and robot kitchens that you have an employee and you have 20 robots put in strategic places throughout the town. It's like a big, almost like a big, van that you robotize, and we build the robots inside our warehouse. That you just fill the robot in every day, every morning with raw materials like the meat for the burgers, the meat for the chicken burger, and so on. And the robot takes it and it does everything for you. And you would have little compartments on the side all over where people can come. They can pre-order it while they drive to pick up the food. So they drive up, they scan it, the food is ready for them, out. You get the burger very cheap because you don't have to pay wages and everything is systematized. You have the organic, burger with like the eggs with everything, and you go away and you don't have to eat the McDonald's, which I don't like. I like McDonald's, but I think it's not healthy. You don't have to wait to go to a restaurant to wait for 1.5 hours to order the food and then wait for the waiter and then they bring it up, and like, so just resolving this as creating the burger machines or like the food machines that are super cheap, like cheaper than anything, and then convenient and fast. That's my next big thing that I'm gonna do.
That's like a glimpse into your brain. How you think.
There's so many things that can be solved and nobody's solving them. So.
Do you know what? If I had to guess, right, without you actually telling me the answer, I would have thought you're going to do what everybody else is thinking of, is selling the agency and then just doing a SaaS or something like that. But this is like, you're using robots, you're using all sorts of stuff.
I'm so looking forward to that. It's going to be so much fun.
Yeah, it's and I'm sure it would land a load of links as well.
Yeah, well, can you imagine pushing this to the press? So I'm actually gonna make if I ever sell the agency in like 20 years, I'll make it as a part of the contract that the agency will do my PR for this robot when it's ready.
The closest thing that comes to mind is, do you remember when Domino's was doing the delivery via the drones?
Yeah.
That's the closest thing that comes to it.
That's also like I'm not sure why they don't do that. I mean maybe the noise of the drones, who knows?
Maybe it might be cold by the time it gets
Yeah,
to you.
yeah, it will probably, because you cannot wrap it around, right? You cannot wrap
Yeah.
the pizza around like protective, heat resistant thing, but it's going to be heavy.
I mean, it looked great on PR.
Yeah,
They landed
it's
a
great,
lot of
right?
links.
they landed a lot of links, like the
Yes.
drone, right? Good.
But yeah, it's been a good conversation.
Man, it's been amazing. I like to talk about these things.
Yeah. So for anybody that is still listening, where can people find you?
I would say LinkedIn is the first place. That's where I hang out the most, and then YouTube as well. Just type in my name, and then Twitter. I started becoming more active on Twitter, and pretty much just these three places. I think there's lots of material out there that I put out there.
And then one last tip that I want from you is, if anybody's trying to get into PR on a budget, what's one tip that you would give them?
So PR on a budget, does it mean, is it like a business who wants to do PR?
Yeah, let's say it's a business that wants to do PR.
I would say sign up for Harrow, Quoted. That's where you start PR with low budget. You go and sign up for tools where journalists are asking for your expertise. That's step one for cheap PR. You can also start using Prowly to reach out to the press. That's another cheap tool. But definitely Harrow. Sign up for Harrow, and I think there's Quoted. I think there's another tool. It was feature.com or something like that. I think there was Turkle, and they renamed. That's where you start with PR.
Right.
That's cheap PR. If you ask cheap PR, that's where you start from.
All right, that's two or multiple very good websites to get cheap PR.
Yeah,
but, yeah, thanks for having me on, or thanks for joining me.
Yeah, thanks for being here, and I think it was a great pleasure to be on this on this channel as well.
All right, perfect. Cheers.
Cheers.